It's a great question,
Thank
because
you.
that feels like the total crux of the show. You know what I mean? Is like she does have to contend with suddenly occupying a different body.
Drama in Hollywood is nothing new, but the latest clash, involving Ryan Reynolds and Tatiana Maslany, has sparked a fierce divide both within the industry and among fans. Reynolds, widely recognized for his portrayal of Deadpool, is reportedly suing Maslany, who plays She-Hulk, after allegations of sexism were leveled against him. But what exactly triggered the situation, and why did it escalate so quickly? And why has She-Hulk become such a polarizing figure in this heated debate? The controversy surrounding She-Hulk is far from simple. The series finale has stirred a massive stir, with fans and creators alike sharply divided. Some celebrate it as a win for the genre, while others are left feeling disillusioned, scratching their heads, questioning why the show failed to meet their expectations. But what went wrong? Adding even more fuel to the fire, the ongoing feud between Maslany and Reynolds has intensified the drama, drawing even more attention to a show that was already struggling to find its audience. Is this the kind of buzz Marvel was hoping for, or has it only made things worse? As whispers of a second season swirl, the big question remains: can a show that struggled to connect with fans truly make a comeback? And what's really happening behind the scenes? At the center of this controversy is Jennifer Walters, the titular She-Hulk, who has become a lightning rod for criticism. Rather than embodying the relatable, empowering hero that fans were expecting, her character often comes across as dismissive, self-absorbed, and even immature. It's tough for viewers to connect with a protagonist who seems more focused on showing off her new powers than using them responsibly. Her dynamic with her cousin Bruce Banner, the original Hulk, only compounds this problem. Instead of respecting his experiences and the isolation he has faced as the Hulk, Jennifer dismisses his struggles as if they're insignificant, which leaves many viewers feeling alienated from her character. In fact, from the very beginning, Jennifer's attitude takes a noticeable turn for the worse. One episode that stands out involves her attending a friend's wedding, yet instead of supporting her friend, she focuses on being the center of attention. For a character who's supposed to be a confident lawyer, this behavior comes across as more about seeking validation than taking responsibility for her actions. And unfortunately, this trend continues throughout the series, as she keeps making choices that reinforce her self-centered persona. The other female characters in She-Hulk don't fare much better, often falling back on tired stereotypes. Many of them seem obsessed with their looks, clothes, and competing with one another, a dynamic highlighted by the cringeworthy appearance of Megan Thee Stallion. This cameo left many viewers bewildered, as it felt disconnected from the supposed empowering message the show was aiming to promote. For a series that is meant to showcase strong, multifaceted women, these portrayals feel like a missed opportunity. Switching to the male characters, they too face criticism. Many are depicted as shallow and one-dimensional, reduced to outdated stereotypes or caricatures. From the dismissive guy who calls women "it" to the one who trivializes women's careers, these characters lack depth, making them feel more like exaggerated tropes than real people. This lack of complexity in the male characters is another glaring issue, undermining the show's potential. The only character to somewhat stand out in the male category is Daredevil, who makes a brief but impactful appearance in the later episodes of the season. Rumors suggest that his character was carefully crafted to maintain his integrity for future Marvel projects, which explains his relatively positive reception. But, for the most part, the male characters come off as either bumbling or condescending, which leaves many viewers questioning the creator's approach to character development. One of the most controversial aspects of She-Hulk is its direct meta-commentary on the criticism it's received. The show portrays internet trolls, particularly those upset by the existence of a female Hulk, as the main villains. But does this approach really empower women? Or does it just alienate the very audience it seeks to uplift? Ironically, a series meant to empower women is inadvertently pushing away female fans, many of whom have voiced their disappointment in the portrayal of Jennifer as an unsympathetic and shallow character. Adding to the drama, Tatiana Maslany herself has been making headlines after the cancellation of She-Hulk, which frankly came as no surprise. She voiced frustration over the lack of inclusion of her character in the X-Men films, even as she simultaneously criticized the humor in Deadpool and Wolverine, calling it offensive to the LGBTQ+ community. Fans were left scratching their heads over her sudden desire to join a franchise she had previously criticized. It raised questions about her true intentions, with some wondering whether her actions were more about self-promotion than genuine critique. Maslany's behavior has led to a reevaluation of her feminist values. While she champions independence and encourages young people to explore their identities, her eagerness to latch onto another star for attention feels a bit contradictory. Even within the Marvel fanbase, there is a division about whether adding She-Hulk to the already packed X-Men franchise would add value or just create further complications. As of now, Maslany remains a divisive figure in the Marvel fandom. Some see her as a boundary-pushing actress who's unafraid to speak her mind, while others believe she may have crossed a line with her latest comments. She-Hulk has sparked significant discussion about its portrayal of a strong female lead and its meta-commentary on superhero tropes. But despite some memorable moments, the series has fallen short in key areas. Its failure to create a relatable and emotionally impactful narrative has made it hard for many viewers to invest in Jennifer's journey. The problem is especially evident in a line Jennifer delivers early in the series: "I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time." This comment barely scratches the surface of the deeper emotional struggles she's supposed to be grappling with. The lack of depth in the show's portrayal of her challenges makes it difficult for viewers to truly connect with her as a character. If She-Hulk had spent more time exploring Jennifer's personal struggles, especially as a woman trying to navigate a male-dominated field, it could have completely changed the tone of the show and made it far more engaging. As it stands, the show's missed opportunity to delve into these issues has left its emotional impact feeling hollow. In conclusion, the drama surrounding She-Hulk continues to unfold, with ongoing debates about its character development, portrayal of feminism, and overall narrative. As Marvel looks ahead to a potential second season, the key questions remain. Can a show that struggled to find its footing really come back? And will audiences be willing to give it another chance, or has the damage been done? Only time will tell. Hollywood drama is nothing new, but the recent clash between Ryan Reynolds and Tatiana Maslany has divided both the industry and fans in a way few expected. Reynolds, known for his role as Deadpool, is reportedly suing Maslany, who plays She-Hulk, after allegations of sexism. What triggered this conflict, and why did it escalate so quickly? The battle isn't just about a lawsuit, it's about a broader reaction to She-Hulk and its polarizing impact on both audiences and the Marvel brand. The She-Hulk finale has caused a whirlwind of controversy, with opinions sharply divided. Some creators are celebrating, acting like they've won a major victory, while many fans feel let down with the show failing to live up to its potential. What went wrong? This is the burning question surrounding She-Hulk. Adding fuel to the fire, the feud between Maslany and Reynolds has intensified the tension, sparking even more debate about the show. But is this the type of buzz Marvel was hoping for, or is it a distraction that only stokes the flames of controversy? As rumors of a second season swirl and Marvel calls for support, the big question remains: can a show that failed to connect with its audience really come back? And what's happening behind the scenes at Marvel that's fueling this ongoing drama? At the heart of the debate is Jennifer Walters, the lead character of She-Hulk, who has become a lightning rod for criticism. Instead of being the relatable, empowered hero viewers were hoping for, Jennifer often comes across as dismissive, self-absorbed, and even immature. It's hard for fans to get behind a character who seems more interested in showing off her new powers than learning to use them wisely. Her interactions with her cousin Bruce Banner, the original Hulk, do little to help her cause. Instead of respecting his struggles in isolation, she brushes them off, creating an emotional distance that makes it hard for viewers to empathize with her. This lack of humility, particularly in the first few episodes, turns a lot of people off. One episode stands out where Jennifer attends a friend's wedding, but instead of supporting the bride, she focuses on being the center of attention. For someone who is supposed to be a confident lawyer, this behavior feels out of character. The character arc only gets worse as the series progresses, with Jennifer continuing this trend. The other female characters in She-Hulk don't fare much better either. Instead of portraying strong, multifaceted women, the show often falls back on tired stereotypes. Many female characters are obsessed with looks, clothes, and competition, and the cringe-worthy Megan Thee Stallion cameo highlights this issue. For a show that was supposed to empower women, these portrayals feel like a missed opportunity. As for the male characters, they too come under fire for being one-dimensional. Critics argue that the men in She-Hulk are often portrayed as shallow caricatures, embodying outdated stereotypes like chauvinism and cluelessness. Take the guy who calls women it, or the one who dismisses women's jobs as irrelevant. These characters seem less like real people and more like exaggerated versions of negative traits. It's as if the show traded depth for cheap laughs. The only male character who stands out is Daredevil, whose appearance in the later episodes is carefully crafted to preserve his integrity for future Marvel projects. But beyond him, the rest of the male characters come off as bumbling or condescending, raising the question of whether the writers truly understand the characters they're portraying. One of the most controversial elements of She-Hulk is its meta-commentary on online criticism. The show portrays internet trolls as the main villains, particularly focusing on those upset about the existence of a female Hulk. But does this approach really empower women, or does it alienate the very audience the show aims to uplift? Ironically, a series meant to promote female empowerment ends up pushing away female fans. Even women have voiced their disappointment, feeling the series lacks both a compelling heroine and a strong narrative. This brings us to Maslany herself, who has sparked more controversy with her recent statements. After the cancellation of She-Hulk, which shocked no one, she voiced frustration about her character's exclusion from an X-Men movie while simultaneously criticizing the humor in Deadpool and Wolverine. Tatiana Maslany's sudden interest in joining Deadpool 3 after previously criticizing superhero films for their lack of LGBTQ+ representation has led to confusion and skepticism among fans. Her decision to latch on to another successful franchise appears contradictory to her feminist values, raising questions about her commitment to independence. This mirrors the broader debate about female representation in superhero media, exemplified by She-Hulk. While the show tried to address gender issues, many felt it missed the mark by mixing humor with social commentary, leaving some viewers disengaged. This contrasts sharply with the success of Deadpool 3, which has broken box office records with its irreverent humor and self-awareness. Deadpool 3's success is attributed to its blend of humor and fun, which resonates with audiences eager for escapism. Ryan Reynolds' focus on entertainment over politics sets his films apart from others that push social messages too hard. Meanwhile, She-Hulk's focus on social issues often alienated viewers, as it lacked the lightheartedness that fans crave. Maslany's performance in She-Hulk explored deep emotional conflicts, but resulted in a tonal disconnect, as the series tried to balance humor with heavier themes. Amid this, Maslany has made bold claims about her role in Deadpool 3, alleging that scenes she filmed were cut due to being deemed too woke. This sparked a wider debate about gender bias in Hollywood, particularly regarding the representation of female characters. Maslany's exclusion from the Deadpool sequel reflects ongoing struggles in Hollywood, where women, especially women of color, face challenges in securing leading roles. This controversy highlights the need for better representation and inclusion, with Deadpool 3 and She-Hulk serving as contrasting examples of how gender dynamics influence superhero films. Ultimately, The debate over She-Hulk and Deadpool 3 speaks to broader issues of representation and creative direction within the MCU, with audiences and critics alike questioning whether superhero films can balance entertainment with meaningful representation.